This is the Frank and Friends Show. Hi there, I'm Frank Murphy.
And I'm Whitney Wells.
Whitney of Houston.
Of Houston,
I get more positive reaction to that silly joke that you've heard a zillion times your entire life.
I have.
That I made the title of that last episode. Now I have to come up with some kind of new Whitney pun. And of course I can't use the North Carolina mountain because that would sound rude. You know.
Too soon.
Yeah, I have to come up with something else. So we'll work on that.
Yeah, we'll come up with something.
Yes, it may already be on. If I thought of it, it was on the screen at the beginning of the show because that's how it's done. First of all, thank you for coming. Appreciate you being here, especially on a busy week. I'll mention off the top of the show that it is getting chilly. In fact, it's a lovely day here. We've left the windows open, which is why you'll hear sirens, garbage trucks in reverse, and birds if you listen very carefully. But it's also practically Frank and Friends Show hoodie weather. And this one, I'll probably wear this one when I see you this weekend, is it's so comfy and so soft and just so nice. And you can get that on the website at frankandfriendsshow.com/store. We've got the towel over there. And I thought, in the course of your work this week, you needed a towel. And I thought, well, she doesn't want the Frank and Friends towel.
No, it wouldn't fit the vibe.
Yeah, because you needed props for and I didn't realize as part of my job that my house is available to the Marble City Opera to provide props. I was told, Frank has towels, ask Frank.
It's in the fine print in your contract.
Missed that one. Totally missed that one. But I was digging up towels, and none of them were the right color. None of them were the right towel for the opera production, which of course you've missed because we're recording this the day before, and it won't come out. The show won't come out until a couple of days after. But
sure.
That's why you're in town.
That's why I'm in town.
Stage manager Whitney Houston. Stage manager Whitney Wells.
Yes.
Well, I was thinking of Whitney Houston because her mom died the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, Sissy Houston. And on my friend Bean's podcast, he went through. I mean, everyone has heard of Sissy Houston as Whitney's mother and famous gospel singer, but he listed all of the top 40 singles from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s that she sang background vocal on.
Wow.
And not just Whitney's songs, but, I mean, I can't even remember them all, but it's all songs I've heard. And songs you've heard. You'd be amazed. Rock and roll songs, soul songs, pop songs, everything.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway, so we appreciate your watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing, and hitting the button and telling your friends. So you're in town for a couple of days. How's it been? How's the travel? Did you fly? Did you drive? What'd you do?
Yes, so I flew. It's a pretty long drive from Houston.
Yeah.
And I have done this once before, but to save money on flights, and Catherine and the company,
we're co-workers. We both work for Catherine Frady.
Yes, at Marble City Opera.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's just a hassle sometimes to deal with baggage. And so it was my birthday just this past Monday.
Yes.
October 7th. And for my birthday, I really wanted a backpack, and I have it out in my car, but it's specifically for travel. It fits under the seat in an airline.
Okay.
In the plane. And there's packing cubes that come with it, so you can stuff your clothes and everything. And there's a laptop compartment and an iPad compartment and a liquids compartment. It's for travel.
For carry-on specifically.
Yes.
Not to be checked.
So last time I came to Knoxville, and when I did my first Frank and Friends show, I was just using a normal backpack, and it was absolute utter chaos trying to just stuff everything I needed in a normal backpack. So I told my husband, I was like, I would like this for my birthday because I'm not only going to use it when I go to Knoxville, but I'll use it all the time.
All the time?
Yes.
You don't have to use it just on a plane. You're allowed to use it in a car and on a train, in a box with a fox, in a house with a mouse.
I wish I knew what came after that.
I think I took us back to the beginning. I should have started up higher with on a boat with a goat.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I worked us all the way down to the bottom, Partridge in a Pear Tree level of of green eggs and ham.
And build on that.
Yeah, all right.
Yes, but anyway, I was so excited about this backpack.
Yeah.
And it came in the mail. It's beautiful. I love it. And I went to go pack all my things. And was about to leave for the airport, and I couldn't fit everything in the backpack. And I was like, this is why I got the backpack.
You're bringing too much stuff.
I'm bringing too much. So my friend Sarah, who is the manager of Knoxville Princess Parties.
Is that what you did? You brought all your princess costumes?
No, I didn't do that.
You're trying to stuff the Cinderella dress in there, and it's got a hoop.
No. But Sarah and I are roughly the same size and wear similar clothing. And so I've just been wearing all her clothes this week.
Including today?
Including today. This is a Sarah Bassler special.
Well, it fits, I mean, obviously, it looks like it was tailored for you.
Well, thank you,
I mean,
Frank.
not that I'm staring or anything, but it fits you well. That's the plan.
So I've just been wearing her clothes all week.
So this is the genius plan. Only visit people your same size.
Bam.
That's the requirement. That could be a new... All right, you've invented something. We all know about Airbnb. Mm-hmm. My next door neighbor has started renting out one of his rooms on something called furnished Finder.
Furnished Finder.
I think is what it's called. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. If that takes you to some bad website, don't go there because I said so. I don't know.
Don't click the link.
It's something like it, but he's got this traveling nurse living in his front room. So, but the point is, here's the new version of rent out a room in your house, right? Like an Airbnb or like a furnished finder, but you also put in the wardrobe. It's not only do you rent their house, but you rent their clothes because they're your size. Mm-hmm. You're a genius, Whitney.
Yes, except
this is a money-making idea.
I don't have to rent it from her, but
I know, but yes, of course.
But yes, for the business.
Yes.
The business model.
Think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, because that would be, just today, I was rifling through two different, maybe three different closets trying to find a shirt. It's getting, to be fall weather, so I have to find winter or fall clothes, and I know women hate elbows, so I prefer to wear long sleeve shirts when the beauties are here. And I've lost enough weight that the ones that I had in the forefront of the closet really need to be moved to the back because I've got the 2X and the X, and now I'm down to the L. So I've got to, but I'm not down to the M. And I keep finding the M's. My closet is like a store.
Frank, you could really, you could.
I've been all the sizes.
You could be on this, start this business. Maybe we can start a business together.
Oh, because I see what I mean. It doesn't have to be someone who's actually my size. It could be anyone who's within a size of me.
Within those ranges.
And either M to XL, M to 2XL. I have shirts and pants for you.
There you go.
Oh, all right. We're on to something. Genius. All right. Well, speaking of show business and costumes, I want to tell you about your pal, Artie Rocket. Do you remember Artie?
I sure do remember Artie.
Artie. What do you remember about Artie?
Well, he was here when we were doing Il Tabarro with Marble City Opera, and he loved the water guns.
Yes.
That we had on site because it was an outdoor site-specific production. It was hot.
So at the end of rehearsal, you'd all cool off with a water gun fight.
Yep.
Oh, he was into that. But I think he also, he went to the dress rehearsal and 2 performances. He saw that opera at least three times.
That's impressive.
And, didn't get bored at all. He was enraptured by it. I think he has a little bit of a crush on Catherine, personally. But he was enraptured the whole time. Mm-hmm. Don't you think? Mm-hmm. So he, since then, now has gone back to school and is in 5th grade. And apparently there is a 5th grade, maybe drama class or drama club at his school. So like 5th and 6th do a play, maybe 7th and 8th do a play. And the 5th and 6th play is a version of Aladdin. But as he was telling me that, one of the characters is Omar. I'm like, I don't remember Omar. He says, well, it's like Jafar, but they don't have the copyright.
Wait. That's good.
So,
Omar.
During the course of the show, but here's the other part I don't get, is you've been in high school plays, you've been in ballets probably, where everything, Nutcracker, for example, I was in many Nutcrackers, which were double or triple cast.
Yes.
So one girl would get to dance Clara for the entire show on Saturday matinee, and another girl on Saturday night, and another girl on Sunday matinee. We would have 2 or 3 Claras each year, and when Clara wasn't Clara, she would be in the ensemble. So they were in every show, but they would flip around these roles, and they would do that with some of the other featured soloists through the course of the, all of the different sweets and spices dances that you happen that represent all the candies and sweets that were on the tree. That's what all those second half of the Nutcracker is about, is you're imagining the Christmas tree decorations, the gingerbread, the marzipan, the chocolate, which I guess they put food on the tree in those days, but that's what they did. Well, in Artie's play, they're double casting. In fact, they're quadruple casting the part of Aladdin, and Artie is Aladdin number 1.
Hey, I mean, not that it's in ranking order or anything, but...
Well, it means it's chronological order because he gets to play Aladdin during the first few scenes.
Oh.
And then the genie, they rub the lamp or the bottle or whatever, and the genie shows up. And at that point, I don't know if they're going to throw a sheet up in the air or do some magic trick, but at that point, Artie is no longer Aladdin, and some other kid, apparently some other blonder kid, because my daughter said he should say Artie's finished outgoing line should be, I don't think it is, but should be, I wish I were blonde. And then he's replaced by another kid.
Okay.
And then Artie goes on to be Omar or somebody in the other parts of it. And apparently, Artie, you need to do your other subjects at school a little with the same enthusiasm that you're memorizing everybody else's lines in the play. He's got, he's one of those kids. He not only does he know his own lines, but he knows the lines that are supposed to feed to him.
Smart kid.
Which actually is very helpful when you're in a play, because when the other actor gets stuck, if you can ad-lib something to get them to say their line, it's very helpful.
Fill in those gaps.
But yeah, apparently he's spent a little too much time on Aladdin. So I'm calling you out, Artie, is what I'm doing, trying to embarrass you into doing your homework. But I'm so proud of him because he's a ham. And when I was his age, I was too shy to be in the actual play, but I also was, an extrovert and wanted the attention. So what I would do is I would offer to write, like the Thanksgiving play. I would offer to write the script and make myself the narrator. Okay. Because I could then go out there with my script and read it. I was afraid of memorizing lines. I still am, really. It's like, why don't I go try out for a play at, not Theater Knoxville Downtown or Oak Ridge Playhouse. There's all these ones that I thought, I would love to be in Dial M for Murder. But I don't think I have time and to memorize, and I don't know. That's why I gravitated toward improv.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. That checks.
All right. Well, we're also I get to improvise a little bit, or I don't have a script to memorize per se when we're doing the TV show for Tennessee's Scholars Bowl.
That's right.
And I don't know, I'm hesitant to tell the story. I told my wife this when I got home from the show last night, and she's just like, no, they need to edit that out. You can't let that on the air. Because I may have gotten a little carried away.
Well, now I'm curious, Frank.
All right. There's this one girl who was on the show last year, and I remember her because she seemed like she was a little, she wanted extra attention, is how I took it. Okay. And it's fine. So I recognized her. She looked like she looked sad when she got there to see her, and she's a senior. I tried to cheer her up a little bit. We get to the team introductions, and she says, I said, what's new with you since you were here last year? She says, well, I found out that I have some kind of heart condition and I'm probably going to die early. And I said, like, now? This seems a little too personal to bring up on the Scholars Bowl.
Oh my.
And I said, well, I hope you don't die now. I'll try not to give you a heart attack with some of these questions. But let's go on and meet the other team now.
Frank!
Oh, I'm not done, Whitney.
Oh no!
I am not done.
Okay, tell me more.
So down the way, we are introducing the other team, the opponents, and there's 4 of them, and I get to this one girl, and she's very bright and bubbly and wants to tell me that my favorite season is spring. And I immediately kick into something that I've said here on the podcast dozens of times, that I love spring. To me, spring is rebirth, summer is life, death is a terminal illness, no offense, Savannah, and winter is death.
I mean, listen, she brought it up first.
Okay. So I've said that. The audience laughs a little bit. Move on, next kid. Then the 4th kid on the opposing side says that she wants to be a surgeon. I said, really? That's fascinating. What kind of surgeon would you like to be? Oh, probably a neurosurgeon. I said, what, you couldn't be a heart surgeon for poor Savannah over there?
It just kept going.
I mean, it was, I couldn't stop. They're going to have to cut all that out. They have to, right?
Probably. But listen, was it witty? Absolutely. Was it relevant? Sure. I mean, based off of
Did Savannah love the extra attention? 1,000%.
Yes, I'm sure she did.
Yes, she totally did.
Yeah, she probably ate that up.
Yeah. So I know, I mean, yes, because I talked to her afterward, you know,
Checking in.
not only that, no, I didn't have to. They asked if they could get a picture with me for their school yearbook.
Oh.
So they all come over and stand with me for the picture, and she sidles up and makes sure she's closer to me than I am to you. She's right there. And then they all disperse, and she doesn't budge. And I said, were you okay? I said, I know I already asked you this, but you really were okay with me teasing you a little bit. And she's like, yeah, I'm used to it. And she seemed, it seemed fun. But I'll never see her again now because she's a senior and her team lost. I mean, sometimes I say that on the air when a group of all seniors loses their match because it's a single elimination. Once you lose, you're done. I'll say, and we'll never see any of you ever again. Bye-bye. It's true. It's true. It's harsh, but it's true.
Indeed.
But when I feel it, it definitely gets a laugh every time.
Sure. Oh boy, Frank.
I don't know what it is, why I just start talking to people. I can't turn it off. I'm an extrovert. I had to go to the bank. I had to go to the bank to deposit a Marble City Opera check.
Sure, yeah.
And even then, that turns into a thing. I go and I had to fill out the deposit slip. And I'm trying to remember, because when you're involved in Marble City Opera, you have these dates in your head, and the show dates are there, but then you have to check, and you're like, wait, am I talking about the Friday show or the Saturday show? Am I talking about the 11th or the 12th, am I there on the 10th? What day? And when you're taping these shows for Scholars Bowl, I went from Scholars Bowl to the bank, and then I'm going home to work on Marble City Opera.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, I'll just look at my phone and get the date off the phone, or first I look around. Sometimes they have those calendars, they're like blocks that they turn with the date and the month on it. So I do the look, and this teller says to me, it was October. It's October 10th. I said, oh, thank you. She says, I know that look. So she's already talking to me, right?
Okay.
So then I come around to go, and all of the tellers are available, but two of them are talking to each other, and I say, who's next? Which is what they would normally say to me.
Sure.
But I say to them, who's next? And they all act like they're ready, but one of them has been staring me down anyway, the one who gave me the date. So I go right to her. I said, well, you're making eye contact. I'm going to you. And I don't know how this comes up, but we're talking about October, I said, yeah, it's practically Halloween already. And she says, well, she can't wait for Christmas. And then I say, I'd heard on my friend Bean's podcast, I didn't tell her that part, but I said I heard on the news that some of these Spirit Halloween stores are going to convert to Spirit Christmas stores. In the Northeast as a trial this year, and if it's successful, they'll do. Look at your face.
I didn't hear about that.
Well, you got to listen to Allie and Bean on A Cup of Tea and a Chat.
I guess so.
Yeah. In fact, I should send you that particular episode because.
Yes, please do.
And I'll get back to that why in a minute. But so this woman is excited because she said, "I love Christmas," and I say, "But." And now of course I'm engaged with her, but I realize that she has a little necklace that is the shape of candy corn. It's like a single, like what do you have? You've got a little...
it's like a little pendant.
Pendant, all right.
Yeah.
She has a little pendant that looks like a piece of candy corn with, bedazzling or, rhinestones on it, whatever it's... I said, wait a minute. You're talking about Christmas, but is that candy corn? Do you have a candy corn on your necklace? And she's like, yeah, I love all things candy, especially considering that's my first name.
Oh.
So I look over and sure enough, it says on the thing, Candi. I said, oh, tell me, please, please, please let your last name be Corn. She says, or Cane. And I say, or Apple. And we're going.
What it could be. Very clever.
So, yes, that was a fun exchange for me. And I'm walking out of the bank thinking, I'll never see this lady again. I don't even know. Unless Brady sends me to that bank again to deposit another check. I have no reason to ever go back.
Sure.
And I don't even need to go to that branch. It's not, it's not even the closest one. I could go to a different one. I just happened to pick that one on the way home.
Yeah.
All right.
How funny.
Oh, well, speaking of money, I can make money when you call bonezones.com, don't forget the S, and hire me to make do forensic presentations, as I recently did for the Rarity Bay Women's Club. This is now my third talk in the Von Orr area. I'm huge in Monroe County, it turns out.
Wow. 3
down in Von Orr. And I did a presentation on Death's Acre with a little bit of Carved in Bone mixed in. These are the first first nonfiction, first fiction books by Jefferson Bass, and talks about the history of the body farm. And we show pictures of a guy decomposing, and I show pictures of Dr. Bass building the fence and building the things, and Patricia Cornwell knocks it down with her helicopter, and all of this stuff that happened. And you can get all this merchandise, and then we're selling the T-shirts. We have a lot of T-shirts and other cool things. In fact, I think, oh good, I picked out the right one. Look at this, Whitney. It's the long sleeve shirt.
Oh, I love a long sleeve
Just in time
t-shirt.
for fall. See?
Yes.
I don't think you could fit into this one. This one says the Body Farm. It's available in short sleeve and long sleeve. And on the back, it's got all of the books and Dr. Bass's autograph.
Very nice.
And when you do purchase books from them, he has actually signed all of those. They bring them over to his house. I had lunch with him over Labor Day weekend, he and his wife Carol. We had a nice time visiting. And I told him, I said, I'm going to Von Orr, or going to give another presentation. Thank you very much, because he's retired. And he's like, oh, that's wonderful. Tell him the story about about whatever. I'm like, oh, yeah,
Sure.
I will. So, the dead body I left in the shower stall under the Neyland Stadium. That was a good one.
I feel like it's very appropriate for Halloween, like about some spooky stories.
And they did have me for the October meeting. It was on October 1st, but the next one isn't until November, whatever. So It made sense. And I think they seem to enjoy it. And they mentioned something about having me come back next year to do a different lecture, because I can do. There's so many of these books. You saw the list of books, right?
Yes.
Well, I interviewed Dr. Bass and John Jefferson about each of the different books. So I've got 12 interviews that we did over a period of probably about 12 years. And part of my presentation is I lift clips from the radio interview, play it over the speakers, but I picked the clips that are pertinent to the book that we're discussing. So for the cremation lecture, I've got Dr. Bass talking about bodies that are people who die in a fire, what you look for. There's certain things, like the pugilistic posture. If someone dies in a fire, for whatever reason, your muscles burn and shrivel in such a way that it looks like you're boxing.
Ooh.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Yeah. And then the whole bit about cremation. Most people think that cremation is like some wave a magic wand, in goes a dead body and out comes ashes. But no, there's a lot more to it than that, which freaks out Frady, by the way. So I won't get into the details here, because you could pay to hear all of that and see pictures.
Indeed. Education.
When you go to bonezones.com, don't forget the S. Okay. So I have one more thing to mention on Scholars Ball.
Oh, yes.
Did you ever play anything like that? Or do they have that in Houston? They must have some kind of academic, maybe the local TV show that has.
I'm sure they do. I never.
Because I watch them. Sometimes I'll go online and watch the one from Cleveland or Richmond, Virginia, which are both on the EW Scripps TV stations in that area.
Okay.
Or on the PBS app, I can get the one from Boston, the one from Washington, D.C., the one from Alabama, the one from Arkansas. So I try to watch and, see if I get any ideas. But, it's fun. I enjoy it to a point, because it's work. It's like watching somebody else do the same job that you do. You're like, oh, okay. It's like,
sure.
And maybe just take a little bit of notes of how I could do something better. You're like, oh, don't make fun of kids' heart condition. That's the note they'll all be taking when they watch that episode. But there's so many words you have to pronounce. And I feel bad for the guy in some of these other cities when they stumble over a word, because I do too. I empathize with them when they mispronounce a word. Now, I try very hard to get them right. And fortunately, the crew at East Tennessee PBS has my back. So when I screw something up, if I need to stop for a second and then say it again, they'll fix it in editing. And the goal is to present the best possible show.
Sure.
So, but I also have a helper, if you will. There's a YouTube channel. And it's this guy named Julien Miquel, Miquel. And he's a Frenchman, and he almost talks like Maurice Chevalier a little bit. And he's got, do you know who that is? That's the guy Jerry Orbach was impersonating in Beauty and the Beast. Anyone? Hello? Be our guest. All right, anyhow, it's top of mind because I saw a little clip of Alan Menken talking about Be Our Guest and about the song called Belle and the overture of Beauty and the Beast, and where he got them from. One is from a Maurice Chevalier song, obviously. One is from the Carnival of the Animals by Saint-Saëns.
Yes.
And the other is from the overture, Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony.
Really?
Or maybe it's the flip around. Maybe overture is from Saint-Saëns. The Belle song is from Beethoven. Anyway, if you and in this video they play them side by side, and you can see it's really true. Well, this French guy, Julien Michel, he's got a YouTube channel, and he pronounces almost every word I need to learn how to pronounce. So I go there, and I've got some difficult word, and I go, and he starts off, "Hello, this is Julien Michel de Franchement. We're talking about how to pronounce the words that are so hard to pronounce. For example, today we're going to say, in England, we would say schedule, but in America you say schedule." Or things like that. But usually for me, it's like some really, outlandish. I wish I probably should look up the history of what I have searched on YouTube to see if it, I can tell you any of these ridiculous words that that's not even the right account. I've got so many accounts on here. I can't even tell you which. No, that's not it. Oh well. Which one I've looked up, but pick a word. All these science words or geography words like Curacao. How is the island of Curacao? Because it looks like Karaku,
right?
Kawa, but Curacao. So that's kind of a fun thing, and I could listen to him all day. Julian. This is Julien Michel talking about how to pronounce the words. I got to pull one up for you.
Pull one up. So I can hear what you're talking about.
Yeah, Julien Michel pronunciation.
I didn't know all those fun facts about Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's neat.
Let's see. Where's his videos? So pick one of these. You see, you can look at, some of them are easy words. Decapitate. Why would anyone want to know how to say that? Honorarium. Sometimes it's harder words, like I don't even know.
What was the one that started with a G? That one.
Oh, this must be a Welsh word. So who knows what I got to get past the commercial, of course. So he's got this Welsh word. Let's see what Julian's got to say.
Well, looking at Julian's pronunciation guide, where
you
we
thought I
look
was
at
kidding.
how to pronounce
I
better
did.
some of the most mispronounced words in the world, like this other curious word. But how do you say what you're looking for today? Welsh name pronunciation. For more Welsh pronunciation, stay tuned.
Go ahead.
Gorfoisfa. Gorfoisfa.
Gorfoisfa.
There you go.
Gorfoisfa.
What does it mean?
Oh, he didn't tell you that.
Oh, well,
Or maybe
it
he
just
will.
tells you how to pronounce it. It doesn't tell you what it means.
Maybe he'll tell us. Maybe he'll tell us. Go ahead.
Welsh name pronunciation. For more Welsh pronunciation, stay tuned.
Nope, I guess it's a name. Must be a place.
Gorfoisfa.
Thanks, Julian.
Gorfoisfa.
So if you were doing like an opera or something and you needed to look up and see, how to say a particular word in a
Yes.
foreign language.
I suppose that I could.
Yeah, I mean, usually I'm doing English words, but he's been doing this for years. So these are all loaded in the last week.
Wow.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Does he do like
thousands.
one a day or multiple a day?
Must be multiple a day.
My
It says
goodness.
here, how many videos does he have? Is there a way to tell? 53,000. He has
That's
published
a lot of
53,000 videos. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
So anyway, that's one of my favorite things about hosting Scholars Bowl.
That's neat. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
So tell me about you.
Sure.
Do you have like a go-to drink at Starbucks or your favorite coffee shop? What do you get?
I do. I'm not a coffee person. But, haters can hate, but
No, I understand. A lot of people are that way. A lot of people are naturally able to live without the caffeine, and I was caffeine-free for many years until finally I just caved.
I have a feeling maybe that'll happen someday. My husband loves coffee,
Okay.
but I don't. I love the smell. I don't like the taste. And so when I go to Starbucks,
Yeah.
I like getting a chai tea latte.
Is there caffeine in that?
There is.
Okay.
Yes. It's probably not as much as coffee, but it's a black tea, so it has caffeine.
Yeah.
But I either get it hot with soy milk or iced with coconut milk.
And yeah.
But now that it's pumpkin spice season,
Oh, you're one of them.
I wasn't until
Okay.
this year.
All right.
And I tried because it was right on their menu, it was the pumpkin cream chai or
Now,
whatever
so
that
I
is.
think that actually has some pumpkin in it, right? It's orange. Because pumpkin spice is cinnamon and nutmeg and cloves. There's no pumpkin in pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is something you add to pumpkin to make a pumpkin pie. So it's really technically pumpkin pie spice,
Okay.
which is an ingredient that gets added to pumpkin. So most of a lot of the things that we see out there, there's no pumpkin in them.
Right, pumpkin spice, but it's not pumpkin.
Right, but if I like pumpkin flavored things, I love pumpkin pie. Like I will go to, well, where was I? Cruise Farm, and they'll have a pumpkin ice cream.
Yeah.
Bring it on, pumpkin pie ice cream. I used to eat that at Baskin Robbins in the old days. And Andy's Frozen Custard, they'll take a pumpkin pie and cut a slice of it and throw it in the blender and mix it in with the custard, and that's what you can get that.
Real pie in there. But yeah, this cream or this foam that they put on top is pumpkin flavor. So it's not pumpkin spice. It's pumpkin.
That's good. I like that better.
But it's for a cold drink. But recently I've been getting a hot drink and you get the foam and it melts into it.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's really good. So that's my go-to.
Do you scan the card and get the points and the stars?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of where I'm going with this.
Okay.
I sadly do that, and my wife and I do that, and we get hooked on it, and they'll send us these offers. If you buy, in fact, when I went to the bank the day after the bank, it was over near West Town Mall, and I said, well, to call my wife and said, I'm near the Montview Starbucks. Can I get you anything? And because if I did a mobile order and bought a specific Frappuccino, and then when I got there, I walked in and ordered another similar Frappuccino.
Okay.
That counted as 2 separate purchases of this specific Frappuccino.
Oh, so you got extra stars.
I got 40 stars. And if I go buy another one, it goes up to 75.
Wow.
So I was on one of these quests to buy 3 of something. But Jerry that day was at work. And I wasn't going to be seeing her for hours. So I brought some saran wrap or some wax paper, some kind of Klingon wrap with me to Starbucks. Ordered whatever Frappuccino Jerry likes. Took the little cap off the top and put the press and seal on there.
At Starbucks?
In the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
And then put it in a cooler bag because I had brought some ice packs. And then drove to the next Starbucks and ordered another one and put it in the thing. Well, I've done this a couple of times to get the bonus points, to the point where I ran out of room in the freezer. We had to start drinking them because...
Frank, this is the most extra thing I've ever heard.
Oh, it gets worse. Well, I mean, not that much worse, in that I only pay for Starbucks with gift cards that I've purchased at Kroger on quadruple gas point day.
I remember you telling me about the gift cards.
Right.
Yes.
So my Starbucks habit, and it's not just Starbucks, it's Lowe's for the chlorine, and it's my wife goes to Scooter's Coffee because she likes that, and pick a thing, Chick-fil-A, whatever. We support those habits by getting very deeply discounted gasoline at Kroger. In fact, I think she's there now.
Getting discounted.
buying gift cards for next week so that we can save money. So in fact, I have one in there now. If you need it, well, you don't drink the coffee. Never mind.
No.
You're not going to enjoy it.
I appreciate it though.
But then when it comes time to thaw it out, we got to thaw it a little bit, and we go ahead and dump it in the blender here because it settles. So we reblend it, add a little extra milk, a little extra for just regular coffee, and it's good.
Well,
I mean, it's mostly her. I don't think I've had one. The one that's in there is specifically for me. It's got extra shots in it, so she won't drink it. But the ones that I brought home for her, the Java chips, she's had those.
very nice. That is very extra, though. I'm not going to lie. But, if it saves you money and you enjoy it, brings you joy.
It does.
Why not?
Well, I can't help being extra sometimes. We went to, had a gift card for a lovely restaurant down in the Old City.
Okay.
Have you been to Stir?
I have not been to Stir. No. I've not
Okay,
been to
well,
Stir.
I wouldn't have gone otherwise, except that I had a gig over the last spring or last summer, and as a thank you, what the charity will often do is they will, instead of paying the auctioneer / MC, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you just get a little gift card,
Okay.
and sometimes it works out beautifully. Like, and this is when I'll finish this show with this story, I think. Like it did with Stir. We had a $50 gift card to Stir. Now, granted, everything down there costs $50. I mean, you can't, it's not a cheap restaurant. So I said to my wife, I said, look, we've got a $50 off coupon for this restaurant. It's still probably going to cost us another $50 on top of this, but we wouldn't even go to drop $100. We would never go otherwise. So let's go. And what we'll do is we looked at the menu online ahead of time. And we didn't even order anything off the menu. We just ordered something off the appetizer menu,
Okay.
which was $45.
Off the appetizer menu?
Yeah, it was a dozen oysters and this
Oh, that's
pile
bougie.
of, what is it?
It's bougie. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. That was bougie.
Okay.
Ordering oysters.
I love oysters.
But you had a gift card.
But I mean, when I was a kid, my dad took me to the oyster bar in Grand Central Terminal so I could try oysters for the first time. I don't know if he thought I would like them or hate them, but I loved them.
Huh.
I've always enjoyed raw oysters, and growing up in New York, they were
Sure.
from that area. You can get
Yeah.
them like from Long Island, Blue Point oysters, or
Right.
from New England. Mm-hmm. You should probably be able to get Gulf oysters in New Orleans and Houston, I would think.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Houston has great seafood.
Yeah.
I'm not an oysters person.
Okay, New Orleans has the Acme Oyster Bar. I mean, you get great oysters in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't like them, huh?
No.
Have you tried one? Some people are just grossed out by looking at
I think
them.
I'm just grossed out by looking. Like, I should try it to give it its due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like, I like fish.
Okay.
But when we're
love
getting
fish.
into like the crab, lobster,
Those are
it's-
technically not fish.
I know, and it's not fish, but it's
Yeah.
seafood.
I know, and I'm with you. I used to, believe me, on Fridays during Lent, I certainly would count lobster and crab as fish, but I realize they're more closely related to bugs than they are to fish.
Yeah. So that I'm not a big, once it gets into that, or like even crawfish. Like I'll
Clams.
eat crawfish. I have not tried clams. I've not tried oysters. I went to Taiwan when I was in Houston Children's Chorus.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of like different kinds of seafood. And so I tried a few, but I don't think I tried clams or oysters.
Well, depending on where you go, I mean, when I grew up, we would go get steamers, which were clams that were cooked, and they had these little handles on them practically. There's other rude terms for them, but we would dig them up even when we go visit my grandparents. I would go get mussels, which I didn't eat the mussels. I would use those as bait to catch other fish. But the clams we would dig up and eat. Or one time I found a scallop and we cooked it and ate it. So I liked all that stuff. Or we used to go to Howard Johnson's and get fried clams. I don't even know. It's like fried calamari. It's probably, it's kind of a chewy, it's like eating rubber bands in a way, but it doesn't really matter because the fried breading is so delicious. You
Outweighs it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
fried clams at Howard Johnson's were always great. In fact, I think I heard Dolly Parton talking about, she loved those, and she was on a diet and couldn't go eat the fried clams. They were staying at a Howard Johnson's, and everybody is having a wild time having their fried clams at the restaurant, which was 2 doors down from where her room was, and
Okay.
that's why she wrote the song called 2 Doors Down.
Oh.
It was about being at a Howard Johnson's while the rest of the band is having their fried clams, which she wanted to have, but was on a strict diet and couldn't, wasn't allowed to eat them. Because, she's a performer. You have to be this, like this. And she's a tiny little lady anyway.
Yeah,
I mean,
she is.
she's in certain places. You know what I mean.
Yes.
She's not tall.
Yes.
So,
You're not
so
wrong.
we get the bougie some raw seafood on there. There's raw tuna on there and probably salmon. It's like a nice pile of that. There's some shrimp and these surrounded by the dozen clams. And like I said, it was $45 or it used up the gift card.
Sure.
But we thought, well, we can spend a little bit of our own money while we're here. Also, we'll get wedge salad. Or we'll get a salad. And Jerry said, well, let's get a wedge salad, which is basically, I don't even know why they're so expensive because
They just chop the lettuce and put it on a plate.
They take a head of lettuce, they cut it into 4 pieces, and they serve it to 4 people and say, "Here's your salad." And then they make you do the work. They bring out
you have
this
to cut it up.
massive knife, and I'm so extra, I can't turn it off. The waitress, who's very friendly and very, very lovely, and she puts down the knife and says, "Here's a knife for your salad," and it's so huge, and I say, "Or for murder."
You said that to the waitress.
Yes.
What'd she do?
Same thing you did.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
Well, I know I was going somewhere else with it, but I will segue into the murder story.
Okay.
So I told you I was going to, you need to listen to Allie and Bean's podcast.
Yes.
And I might have to share an episode with you because they used clips from the Frank and Friends show on it. They had a news story, some TikTok. Some lady was digging around in her backyard, as we do, as homeowners do. You know, you're digging to pull up weeds, and to me, in my case, I was pulling up kudzu roots. For 2 years, I was out there every day during the summer digging up kudzu roots and other weeds and junk. And now I have to go practically start over again, because they start to grow back. Well, this lady was digging, and she hits upon a rug that is buried like lengthwise, and it's a rolled up rug. So I don't know if she dug up the whole thing or not, because it wasn't clear from this TikTok excerpt. But then, of course, the speculation is, there must be a body inside the rug. Because people on the internet, they like to get carried away and talk about all this nonsense, right?
It's true.
So, Well, I told Bean, 2 years ago when Frady was here on the show, I told the story of the rug that I dug up in my backyard.
You dug up a rug?
I dug up a rug. And
that's a good episode title.
It is. And I explained to Frady, and she was convinced that there had been a murder. And now, of course, I wouldn't be the murderer, because why would I dig up my own rug? I would know that it was there.
Yes, you would.
I would know
You would never dig up your own rug.
I would know where not to dig. Well,
Absolutely.
and mine was not even a rug. It was like a bath mat. It was like a rectangle that you'd have to step on when you get out of the shower.
Yeah.
And I had other theories that were non-murderous about what happened to that bath mat. How did it get besmirched in so bad a way that it ended up getting buried?
Yes.
And so I send this to Bean, and of course he's playing the clips, and it's just hilarious because they're stopping the show so that Allie can interject and accuse me of murder, and that Bean can, and her whole take on it is that I fooled my friend Bean into thinking it was not murder, that it was some gross bathroom accident that caused you to go and bury the rug, which I still am sticking with, but I just dug it up and threw it away. I mean, you would think maybe it was like a dead pet wrapped in it. Which is why you would bury a rug. The most likely reason why you would bury a rug is to wrap your dead dog in it or something. But there was nothing. I think it was more likely than anything, it got in a rainstorm or something, and it got just over there, and probably just got over the years.
Buried.
Yeah, just, you move dirt around, things get covered up with leaves and dirt, and next thing you know, it's a foot underground.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
It's interesting that, I don't know, if I heard a rug was buried, my first thought would not be there's a body in it. Now, if I found a trash bag buried.
Well, I found those too, but I mean, because, those are fairly common to find out there. Pieces of trash bags.
Yeah, but like a trash bag with a body in it.
All right.
But a rug, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. But the bath mat would be pet-sized versus a rug, which is human-sized.
Right, a bigger, an area rug. So if you want to hear about that fantastic story, I think you might enjoy that.
Yeah, send me that episode.
And then I got an email from one of Bean's, our mutual old friends from back in the Washington, D.C. days. Kim Leslie sent me an email that just said that the murder rug was priceless. Buried a rug. So.
Yes.
Bean, in case she didn't tell you, Bean, he listens to the show, and he'll be so excited that I've got an episode out during Scholars Bowl.
What?
I know, it's shocking, but it's really because you called me and said, "Hey, I can do a show," and
Let's do it.
Thankful for that. All right, that's good stuff. let's mention the merch. If you want to get one of these hoodies, or you want to get one of these glasses, or you want to get one of the new things that I've added to the merch store, and I can't even remember all the things I added because I was doing some Marble City Opera merch. I was afraid he'd tell me to go on the merch site and make things like this. And I'm not sure if I made that one or she did. She might have, but we tried different combinations of that water bottle. And you get those on the MarbleCityOpera.com. But on FrankenFriendsShow.com, you can get the hoodie, you can get the towel, you can get the glass. You can get, I think, the jigsaw puzzle. I think I ordered
a jigsaw puzzle.
It's like this picture, this canvas back here, except a jigsaw puzzle.
Cute. I like
know.
that.
I think I might get one of those. Make the kids do it over the summer.
That's a great idea.
Some fun stuff. We also, if you enjoy audio entertainment, strongly urge you to go to audibletrial.com/FrankenFriendsShow, where you can get a free 30-day premium membership of Audible with all of the bells and whistles, which basically means you get a free MP3 download every month as a premium member. You can have this unlimited access to all of these amazing audiobooks, podcasts, custom content, and it'll renew every month on the credit card that you put in until you decide, I can't listen anymore. I can't stop. But I think they're counting on you enjoying it and making it part of your routine while you're driving. Or you can, and if you do that, it picks up where you left off. It remembers where you left off. If you're on your phone and then you want to switch and listen to on the Amazon Echo as you drift off to sleep, that's fine. It'll remember from one point to the other at audibletrial.com/FrankenFriendsShow. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, telling all your friends. Did any of your friends subscribe?
I think so.
All right.
A couple of my friends did.
Well, we're counting on you to leave a comment and say, I'm a Whitney fan. And next time you're in town, which will be next year?
Probably sometime next year.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, well, okay. You'll come back? All right.
Definitely.
And you'll
I'll
call
be
me.
back.
You'll initiate it.
My people will call your people.
Fantastic. This is the Frank and Friends Show. I'm Frank Murphy.
I'm Whitney Wells.
And we'll talk to you again next time.